Hey everybody, this is Alchemist2 and I'm back again with another book review. Recently I read Summer Falls by Amelia Williams, and a lot of you Whovians will probably know who that authoress is. The actual physical, or in my case electronic, version of the book was inspired by the very first episode of Doctor Who. I really enjoyed the book. I thought that it was fabulously written. It's very detailed. Sorry. And I noticed that a lot of people have theories on who the cat actually is, but I thought the cat was probably one of the best characters in the entire book. The story was quite remarkable and very entertaining, and I couldn't put it down. It's very short and enjoyable little read. And if you're a Whovian, I'm sure that you'll enjoy it. I myself give it 2 thumbs and 5 stars. I wish it had been longer, and I'm hoping that they have more books like this out. I really wanted to read Melody Malone's book that they had offered, but I can't get it through my Nook, unfortunately, which is kind of a letdown. I am currently in the process of reading Finding Darwin's God. I will definitely do a review of that. I plan on watching the newest episode of Orphan Black, and I'll post a review on that. But I've been really busy. I've just been so wrapped up with school and work. I'm very close to getting my certificate, and I'm acing all my courses, so I gotta keep that up so I make a good impression and I can do well in getting an actual job. It's easier to acquire a job when you already have one, or so I've been told. But today has been an absolute red letter day. It's been nothing short of perfect. I am still in the process of writing Cyber Battlefield. I started penning a new espionage tale called Honeybee Assassin, which is kind of like Gentleman Assassin, but it's a different story altogether, because instead of having a MI6 agent who's recruited when he's fairly young, we have a young girl who is taken from her parents at birth because they had the right kind of DNA, and she was actually implanted with a device that let them know that from her conception, when she was in utero, that she had the potential to become an assassin. So she is their property. And of course, they didn't participate with this. They were unknowing participants in this experimental sort of experimental sort of I'm not sure what the word is. I'm sorry, I can't come up with it. And the word has left my mouth. It is just a test. Yeah, it was a test done by the government to see whether or not she had truly the capabilities of becoming a ruthless killing machine, which she does. But she later meets a man who is an assassin himself, who was hired by unruly thugs of the mafia to go about assassinating all their rivals and remaining at the top of their crime syndicates, basically. But he falls for her, and he's a gentleman assassin, so it's sort of strange that I would have the gentleman assassin theme come into play again, but nonetheless, it's still a very enjoyable story, and I'm savoring the writing of it at this point in time. I'm not really sure what else I'll be writing in the near future, but I finished a fluffic revolving on Orphan Black. It has nothing to do with Sarah. It's all about Felix, because I have a little bit of a crush on the actor who plays Felix. Yes, I will admit to that. It's short and sweet and to the point, and in the end, spoiler alert, I learned it was all a dream. Eh. A lot of things that are too good to be true turn out to be just dreams anyway, unfortunately. But I've been just so busy taking care of my dad and our new puppy, who's quite a handful. I've got photos of him on Facebook. He's grown quite a bit since we have taken him home. As you could probably see, he's 70 pounds of muscularity and awesomeness. Um, he is learning new things every day, and I am very pleased to see his progress as he starts to obey my commands and tries to figure out how to please me, because his breed is actually known for this, and you can see that there's something going on in his brain. He's trying to process different aspects of everything, and he uses logic, so I know that he is extremely intelligent, unlike any other animal I've ever had. That I got him a new toy, and of course he won't stop squeaking it. He loves it, and it's the best thing that he's ever gotten. He wants to try to take it outside, but he already has a squeaker that he's destroyed that he's taken outside. It still squeaks, but rarely. He has two squeakers on the inside of the house. He has a blue one, and then this one that I bought from PetSmart that looks like a teddy bear. I really don't know what else to say other than car show season is coming up. So cool. So boss. And I'm just looking forward to it with every fiber of my being. It's one of my favorite times of the year. I love automobiles. I won't deny it. There are lots of cars that I really love. My first love was the Trans Am, then the Thunderbird, and, well, 59 Thunderbird particularly, and Chevy Bel Air. Then I like the Ferrari and Corvettes, of course. I like a lot of the fast sports cars, and then the muscle cars are my second close favorite to that. And I'd have to say the luxury cars, they're my third. Beyond that, I can say that if you want to make me truly happy, give me my absolute dream come true, give me a Ferrari. Well, I wouldn't be driving it day in, day out from point A to point B, because that would just be ludicrous and foolhardy. And I know that as soon as I hit a telephone pole, it would accordion, and I could never use it ever again. And it would be pointless and just tragic and perfect waste of a object d'art. But I really don't have that much to report on currently, other than my father is getting some more pain management done. He's going to have another sleep study. He's having his blood tested for possible diabetes, which I doubt very seriously that he has. I think that his metabolism is just slowing down like it does. Everything slows down when you age, because the body, essentially all the functionality that it had before when you were in your prime starts to taper off, and it's just a natural cycle of things. And I'm not thinking about it much because I'm really an optimist and I'm not morbid at all. But he's doing really well. He's overcoming the pneumonia that he had. He contracted pneumonia in February. If you didn't see my previous posts on this, but he had pneumonia in February. He had been sick for about a week, and I didn't really notice the signs and symptoms until much later in the week, when he was hypoxic and hallucinating. and now my computer's going to sleep, and he just wasn't himself at all, and he was talking to people that weren't there, so I knew it was very, very serious and could have been fatal had I not taken action. So I did the right thing. He was in the hospital, especially ICU, for 8 days. They put him in ICU twice. He came out of it okay, but he was in worse pain than he had ever been before because he was inert the whole time he was there. Well, most of the time, because they took him out and did some physical therapy with him, but really not enough to strengthen him or refurbish his stability. And you have to build that up as soon as you can when you're ill, because if you don't, then you can go downhill even faster once you're out of the hospital. And it's just a sad cyclical spiral once that occurs. That I am seeing vast improvement in my dad, so I just thank heaven for that, and I thank you for all your prayers and support. Keeping myself busy. That's about all I have to say, other than I am looking forward to the start of Defiance. I really can't say I've been watching too much else. Well, Big Bang Theory this year I think has been the best ever and the funniest. And it's had some emotional twists that I wasn't expecting, but those have been very poignant. I've enjoyed Lost Girl and Being Human. They canceled Alphas though, which kind of ticked me off. I mean, I was peeved about that when I first heard. I thought, oh well. Motor City is canceled. I think that Tron Uprising is also canceled. I don't know if this is true or not. I think Dan Versus is canceled, which I was a little bit miffed over because that's one of my favorite cartoons. But I've got, of course, reruns of Animaniacs, which I'm adoring seeing for the second time because I loved Animaniacs when I was in high school. It was wittiest thing ever, and now, even though I'm older, I'm starting to infer more of the adult jokes that I probably wouldn't have gotten when I was in high school because I had too many other things on my mind at the time. I don't really have that much else to say, other than I'm hoping that, I don't know if Pain and Gain comes out this weekend, but more than likely I will be seeing that and doing a review on it, and I'm super excited about it because Dwayne The Rock Johnson is in it, Tanisha Lube, Matt Damon. Yeah, it looks like a pretty solid cast. It looks pretty gosh darn funny. And the other two, The Internship, I'm iffy about it, but it's got Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn, and I love those two together. They have great dynamic chemistry. They are the archetypal duo. I mean, they're just so good together. Grown Ups too, of course. I love the first Grown Ups, and granted, it won't be so good as, I think the best movie that he's done so far is Just Go With It. Comedically speaking, I'll state that for the record. A lot of good movies coming out this summer, and I can't list them all right at this moment, but one thing I just wanted to say before I signed off was, despite this being just a sensational day, I have to say my heart goes out to the people in Boston. This is really a terrible thing to have happened to them, and I got a friend in Brooklyn, and you know he comes against so many scrapes day in and day out, and I just think it's challenging for people to live in an area like that and just have to walk on eggshells and wonder what's going to happen next. But it's just like it was said on a news report. You can't have people watching areas like that 24/7. It's just not possible. We don't have enough people for that. We don't have enough money for it. It's too expensive. And we do what we can with what we have, which is, we're trying, which I think is very reassuring. But it's hard. It's just so challenging. What do you say to the families who lost their loved ones today? There were two people who died. It's just so tragic, and I say a prayer for those people, and my heart really breaks for them. It's just like in '05 with the London bombing. My heart was, I wept. I literally did, and I just pray that things like this don't continue happening and something can be done. Because I don't know who was responsible for that, but they were morons, and this is not how you change something. That you don't get attention this way. That's a really asinine way to get attention. It's just imbecilic and cowardly. But beyond that, I just have to say my blessings go to all those who were affected by this horrible event. And granted, I know it's going to be on the news for quite some time, so be prepared for that. I will be saying prayers every single solitary day for the people in Boston, and just sending them thoughts of healing and hope and peace and harmony. I don't really know what else to say because there really are no words, honestly. So that's basically all I had to report for tonight.